pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Curry trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
Coming out turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway here. Looks like he's in a class of his own right now.
Merzlak, one final time, get around the 55, big time send.
He hits the wall, he hits it, he gets the lead, but can he hang on to it? Oh my goodness, he made it to the line!
Big push down the backstretch is going to give him a good run through the corners.
So a little bit
follow from the 1.
A little bit of contact there for second, but coming to the line, Toby Roberson's going to take home the checkered flag and victory here from the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's feature presentation of the FAST Renegade Pro Cup Series here, live from Rockingham's season finale. Of course, right here on JTN. So glad you joined us here tonight from The Rock. As always, I'm your host, JoeTowNetwork. Joining me up here in the booth tonight, if you're a FAST Renegade Pro Cup Series champion, you know him. Making his first appearance here on JTN, the one and only Mr. Andrew Miller. Andrew, welcome to the JTN booth.
Thank you, Joe. Honestly, this is so cool to be up here, having broadcasted the whole season, or most of the season, and getting to call this thing with you. I am so freaking excited. Thank you for having me, man. I'm
excited to have you up here because you have a wealth of knowledge about how this season has gone. You've gotten to talk with drivers pretty much, a lot more than I have. But for the majority of the season, when we look at our Final Four, which fans can see their numbers on the screens, left to right, I'll read them off for you. Matt Watkins, Jacob Smetana, Toby Roberson, and Joshua Moyers. When you look at that Final Four, who do you see having the slight edge here tonight?
Boy, if I had to narrow it down, it would be probably the 42 or the 68. Those guys seem to be the best at when they get that track position, they can keep it up there, and they've been able to save their tires the most throughout the season, keeping guys at bay. They've been the fastest, most consistent qualifying. Moyers, he's been able to make a lot of charges from starting at the back and then working his way up to the front, and contending for victories. So that says something about the speed that's in that 68. Not to count out the other two. I'm sure that they're going to be right up there as well, but I think those two, 42 and 68, are going to be tough to beat.
Well, going to be tough to beat. All of those four, we have to figure are going to be up there at some point. This, folks, of course, is your Circle B Diecast race preview. Remember, you can use our code JTN at checkout for a discounted shipping on your order of $30 or more. Again, Circle B Diecast is your home for all your diecast and really NASCAR-related memorabilia needs. They got all the NASCAR championship winning diecast available for pre-order now, or at least in the next day, as well as championship race winning merch gear. Obviously, the NASCAR championship was out at a inferior track out at the Phoenix Raceway to us tonight here from Rockingham. We're going to go for 138 laps, stage one, or the stage point break, which is not important for a championship four, but important for the rest of the field. Will be on lap 50. That, of course, doesn't come with a caution, so we'll stay vigilant for when that comes around. 70 degrees clear. It's a picturesque night here in North Carolina. And again, folks, so glad you are joining us. Remember, you can follow us now on our Twitch at JoeTowNetwork, right here on YouTube, JoeTowNetwork, and all of our social media. Again, nice uniform for you, JoeTowNetwork. Rockingham, Andrew, it can be the land of opportunity for some drivers. Outside of those Final Four, who do you see as perhaps looking to play spoiler?
Oh boy, a spoiler. Let's see. Well, we got Tyler Mallon in the field here. He's always incredibly fast. I would also keep an eye on Greg Lovell, who is also a really, really great guy at saving his tires. And Jovan Anderson, another driver who is able to save until it matters most and when he needs to get up there. So those would probably be the three best in terms of spoilers. at least from what I've been seeing throughout the season. Of course, you can never count out Randall, the head honcho of the whole thing. So I think it's going to be a good competitive race, but I think it's going to come down to a lot of tires and trying to manage those.
We're going to have to manage the tires, have to manage a little bit of everything here tonight. As qualifying has come to its conclusion. Andrew, why don't you take us through tonight's starting lineup?
You got it. So on pole position is that 81 of Tyler Mallon. Blistering lap 22.856. Quite a ways ahead of Jacob Smetana, who will be starting in second, the highest starting championship contender. And then you got Randall Coleman and Toby Roberson, third and fourth. Toby also going for the title, along with Matt Watkins starting in fifth. And then Cody Luke in the sixth position. Then you got Greg Lovell and Jeff Goodpaster, seventh and eighth. Josh Moyers starting ninth, with Sean Whitehill rounding out the top 10. That is all four of the championship contenders starting in the top 10 positions. Then you got Jovan Anderson in 11th, Ediver Leal in 12th, Ali Liera starting 13th, Peter Smetana 14th, and Billy Ryan rounds out the top 15. James Moore, Tyler Stallhood, the drivers who all took lap times. Then also starting tonight will be Sean Romero, John Foreman, and 20th place, Denny Carroll. 20-car field for tonight.
20-car field here tonight, folks. Again, cannot thank you enough for joining us. I think it's a good time to observe. Earlier today, it was the news broke that Vice Chairman and COO of Joe Gibbs Racing, Coy Gibbs, passed away at the age of 49. Coy was a driver for Gibbs in the early 2000s, assistant coach for the Washington Commanders, and of course, father of 2022 Xfinity Series champion Ty Gibbs. We'd like to now extend our condolences to the entire Gibbs family and observe a moment of silence here on JTN. Thank you.
Godspeed, Coy.
A couple of those championship 4 drivers out there right now. Toby Roberson in that 64. Toby won the race at Atlanta earlier this year. Also won 2 weeks ago, if I'm recalling correctly, Andrew, at Homestead to lock himself into this Final Four.
That he did, and got there with strategy falling into his lap pretty much, and he was able to get up there in terms of track position, but at the end of it, he had to hold on to those some really fast guys, and thankfully was able to do so, got the win there, and now he'll be contending for a title. I know that he's pretty excited for this one, as is going to be all these guys. I mean, I'm sure that, the first series, or the flagship series of the new mod, so I'm sure that this is going to mean a lot to whoever gets it.
A lot. There's money on the line, too, folks. We haven't talked about the prizes involved throughout the year, but a decent chunk of change for the champion and all the way down throughout the points. Don't have that payout structure for you handy because, it's not really ours to know, but it does raise the stakes for these championship 4, knowing that there's a decent chunk of change on the line, as well as, I believe, a trophy to whoever ends up winning the championship. Another one of those championship 4, Matt Watkins driving the Tetris car here tonight. Matt was our Kentucky winner for the last race that was broadcast here on JTN. And Matt's another one of those guys that has had a really solid season, Andrew, but sometimes the bad luck just likes to bite this 15 in the keister.
Yeah, it's been him a few times, but a number of other times where he's been kind of the sleeper in comparison to like the 42, 68, the 9. Does have a few wins on the season. I do remember him getting it in a chaotic race at North Wilkesboro, to name one. I think he got it at Gateway as well, if I recall correctly. So I'll be keeping an eye on him to be kind of the sleeper for most of the race, just kind of lingering around that 5th position where he's starting. But then we'll be able to see that 15 car fully come to life toward the end.
Can't find another one of our champions. There's Joshua Moyers, Jacob Smetana in the 42 and 68, respectively. Smetana's and Moyers, of course, the two favorites here tonight. 42 already getting, as the chat is saying, booed by the MOT hive mind from the boys over at One Takes a Thunder. So, this 42 Hooters car, though, it's up front every single week, it seems like, and really one of the more deserving drivers looking for a championship tonight, if there is such a thing.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, that's why I put him as one of the favorites. I mean, I'm sure that he was wishing that this championship race was on a road course because he has been the road course ace all season. I think he's won all but one. No, I think he has won them all, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a long season. I'm losing track of who's gotten what, but yeah, even on these ovals, he's been able to kick some serious butt. So keeping an eye on that 42, especially starting in the second position.
As the drivers get lined up here on the back straightaway, fans have made it into their seats. We're so glad you're joining us here on JTN as we await the command to get the engines fired here from Rockingham for the season finale of the FAST Renegade Pro Cup Series.
Drivers, start your engines!
As we get the command and these 20 drivers get their cars fired up, we get ready to race from the Rock. Tyler Mallon, of course, on pole with that time of 22.856 seconds. Jacob Smetana, Randall Coleman, Toby Roberson, Matt Watkins, your top 5. Cody Luke, Greg Lovell, Jeffrey Goodpaster, Joshua Moyers, and Sean Lighthill, your top 10. Well, folks, it's the final green flag of the 2022 season as we get ready to get underway here from Rockingham. Down and away we go. Green flag. We're underway in the season finale of the FAST Renegade Cup Series. Inside line already getting the inside track to the lead. First and third through to first and second down the back straightaway. That's Tyler Mallon, Randall Coleman. And Smetana in the 42 has fallen back to third and has championship 4 contender Roberson right on his tail.
I think guys are going to try to get into a rhythm here and try to get these tires saved. But I mean, 68 might be trying to make up some ground here in the early going to get up from 10th place, trying to use the inside lane to his advantage. 11 car already slow on the apron.
And Billy Ryan coming off a pit lane, it looks like.
It's still green, at least for the time being. Here is Coleman already hounding Mallon.
And these two drivers up front know that they only are looking at a race win tonight, so throw all the championship mumbo-jumbo out the window when it comes to the 81 and 9. Did you know 9 squared is 81?
You're right. Holy smokes. You're way better at math than me.
I just know more pointless crap than you, I guess. Anyways, Championship 4 currently running 3rd, 4th, 5th, and then 7th here on the track, led by Smetana.
Greg Lovell kind of in the sandwich there with the championship contenders. Knowing Greg, he's usually pretty courteous, so if he sees that 68 is faster than him, he'll probably take the courteous route, knowing that he's in championship contention, to let him by. But right now he's looking pretty speedy himself, still right on the tail of Watkins. Everyone just kind of settling it down, top 2 pulling away, and then 3rd and 4th in their own little code there as well.
Love to see the single file racing early. Drivers taking care of their equipment, taking care of each other. It's what you like to see early on in an event. Still green here from Rockingham, working lap 6 of 138. Field has strung themselves out around the racetrack for the time being. Want to give a shout out to all the folks in chat. Let's see if we can't remember them all. Keith Hughes, Tate Dorsey, First Street Lightning, Mark Bancroft, Tristan Grace, Benjamin Snyder, all in chat. Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in here tonight. Appreciate you as always. And folks, for the folks that haven't said hi yet, go ahead and say hi in chat. We always like to get the interaction with you, and make sure, folks, you're asking questions as the night goes on. Always like to answer those and try to take the fan response, fan temperature of what you're thinking of the race here from Rockingham. Tyler Mallon still out front after starting on pole. front of Randall Coleman. We're kind of watching this battle that's brewing for the 5th spot as Matt Watkins has Greg Lovell. Joshua Moyers, Jeffrey Goodpass right behind him as Moyers looks to the inside of Lovell.
Yeah, Lovell kind of washed up the track there a little bit. That's going to open the door, and kind of just as I thought, Lovell kind of taking the courteous route there to not fight him too hard. And also shout out to Benjamin Snyder for correcting me on the road course wins. We had Moyers with a win, and I missed who the other one was. Randall Coleman did get the win at Sonoma, so I thank you for the correction on that.
Shout out to Ben for being a diehard Fast Cup Series fan.
Driver too.
Hey, well, I know. But you got to be a fan when you're a driver too, right? You got to do both. You got to be a fan first.
And that's why I'm here. I've been a fan of it all season.
How long until someone tries to use the high groove? Is there a high groove to use? Well, that came from Tate. It's hard to say, honestly. We know the tire wear isn't necessarily where these drivers think it's going to be too big of a deal tonight. That was the gauge I got. I was talking with Tyler Mallon, Sean Whitehill, both drivers very experienced at this racetrack and feel really good about their chances here tonight, as Joshua Moyers is looking to the inside of Matt Watkins. We don't really know. I'd have to think that outside groove doesn't come in except for maybe on newer tires where you can maybe use that a little bit to your advantage, the momentum. But right now, really seeing everyone trying to wrap the bottom in both ends of the racetrack. Also, got a question from Keith in chat. Keith Hughes in chat. Pit window's about 48 laps on a tank of Sunoco racing fuel here tonight. So looking at probably 2 stops here this evening if this thing runs clean and green. The expectation for that, though, Andrew, is probably not.
Yeah, I mean, it's at least in my experience of this track, it's pretty slick. But of course, this is a nighttime version of this track, which I have not ever run on myself. So I can't confirm if maybe it drives a little bit differently or how the tire wear is. I remember the tire wear being pretty heavy. But again, I could be mistaken on that with this version being a little bit different. So we'll just have to see what happens. But so far, with how spread out they are, I would imagine we're looking pretty good to go for a little while.
Hey, you'll love to see that for sure. Tyler Mallon has extended the lead over Randall Coleman. Coleman starting to slip back a little bit, although holding a steady gap back to Smetana in the 42. At Hooters Ford.
Look at that 64 right on his tail, not letting him get away. I'm impressed with Roberson. I've seen him make some big strides here, and also joined me in the booth for a couple of the road course races. Helped me call that thrill of a finish at Sonoma. So maybe a little bit of a soft spot for him, but no, he's been really, really impressive, especially on these intermediates. But Smetana looking like the class of those championship 4, kind of as I thought he would be.
And that Sonoma race was one that started out great and just they kept on giving throughout the night. That was a fantastic race in June.
It's been one heck of a season, and I will send my own thank you to FAST for letting me broadcast most of the season. Been an absolute blast. I had the most viewers that I will ever see in my whole life when I broadcasted the duels. And even being a part of a stream with this many people watching, I don't know what to do. So this is foreign territory for me, as Randall looks like he's starting to struggle a lot.
Yeah, that car is getting a little wicked loose on him on the exit of the corners right now.
Mallon is getting way away there. Almost a straightaway clear of second place.
Well, and remember for these championship 4, you don't, at the end of the day, you want to win the championship here tonight, right? You don't have to win the race to do that. Tyler Mallon, the 81, willing to push the tires right now, willing to go for it, and has built up a decent lead over the rest of the field right now. Very impressive lead. So when you're looking at that, Andrew, do you worry about maybe the pace of the 81 being a little too quick, or are you good with it for right now?
Well, I'm looking at his lap times at the moment. I'll compare them once again here. They are pretty much dead even with that of Smetana in second. So it seems like however he's driving it right now, the tires are holding on perfectly. So he knows how his tires are doing, and I wouldn't be worried at this point unless, I start to see what happens to Randall, which he has dropped back now. It looks like that's back to the 6th spot. Looks like he may have been pushing a little too hard.
Gonna get our first fan poll question tonight going, asking you folks at home who you think your 2022 FAST Cup Series champion is. We already heard from Andrew that he's stuck in a rock in a hard place between the 42 and 64, or 42 and 68 rather. Well, that 64 is looking pretty good here tonight as well, as Moyers is starting to hunt the back bumper of Roberson for second in the championship battle.
I was thinking, no offense to Toby there, but
no.
Yeah, those were my 2 picks.
The best part is I'm really going to hope that I spell everyone's names correctly, because I have a very bad habit of doing that wrong.
I mean, for all I know, I've been mispronouncing names all season, so you're good.
Isn't it fun when they don't correct you either?
I haven't been corrected yet, so I'm just going to assume it's right.
There you go. Question poll now posted in chat. Go ahead and vote.
Well, side note here, Ali Liara is coming down pit road in the 16.
Already 2 laps down.
Yeah, not sure if unscheduled there possibly, as 64 and 68 starting to do battle here for third. Well, he's got some high hope there for Randall in chat there, as he's still really struggling there. Just fell behind Sean Whitehill. That's for 6th now for Whitehill, 7th for Coleman. Logan Anderson also just kind of stuck back there right now, about 8th, 9th, battling with the 088. Is starting to have some lag problems there.
A common occurrence we've seen with Greg as of late.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Won the Bomb Squad Racing Xfinity Series championship on Friday, though, so big shout out to him, because that's a long season to run over there with the boys at BSR. 33 races. So you're going back to the battle between Joshua Moyers and Toby Roberson. Moyers continues to try to get to the left rear quarter of Roberson in the 64, just can't get there yet. As they're battling, it's kind of allowing the 42 to scoot away.
You gotta think the 68 maybe trying to get past the 64, try to run down the 42. You're thinking he's a little bit faster, as Team 27 also peel off pit road there. But still a charmed life right now for that 81. Well clear of everyone else. Just pretty much in his own zip code right now.
About 18 or so laps away from the end of the fuel run. We'll see if any drivers elect to come down early, but still the Tyler Mallon show at Intel Toyota out to a... oh, what would you call it? I call it a big lead, but it's about 2 seconds. As Moyers now to the inside of Roberson, of course, right when we shift our cameras away. Matt Watkins also going to get by the 64 off of turn 4.
Watkins got a little sideways when he was making that pass, but...
as caution's out for the first time tonight.
Ooh, boy, spinner on the back stretch. Looks like 33 and 43.
Get a look at a replay as Bristol fetches the replay. Looks like here's Smetana in the 43. Just runs into the 33 off of turn 2.
maybe tires wearing down, just got a little tight there, and pushed right up into him. That would be my best possibility as to exactly what happened.
Yeah, 33 is coming down a little bit too, trying to get a better run off the corner. I think one of those, both drivers going for the same piece of real estate, thinking that it's free real estate, and unfortunately it was not.
Nice meme reference, I like that. I'm gonna imagine everybody's gonna pit here. And indeed they are.
Oh, yes, indeed. And remember, this sets us up for that stage at lap 50 as well. So everyone's going to be able to run through that. We're not going to get a caution at that lap 50 marker, but points will be awarded to drivers that are outside of the playoff, outside of the championship 4 battle, final 4 battle. A lot of different verbiage for how you call that championship 4, but...
Fantastic 4, how about that?
No, I think that one's trademarked for sure.
Oh, darn it.
Tristan's apparently playing a drinking game tonight, so shout out.
68 has jumped the 42, and I think 81 has gotten a speeding penalty.
Oh no. Running down running down the original pit road down the back straightaway. Don't know how well fast officials will take to that, but Tyler Mallon going to be at a huge disadvantage here for the restart and going to have to try to drive up through traffic. That is a tall task here at Rockingham. The rest of the cars coming down the pit lane this time. Tyler Stallhood's still staying out.
You know what this does? This is going to put, I mean, aside from Stallhood there, you're going to have 3 of the 4 championship contenders there. At least as of now, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. If 27 pits, and that would be 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Actually, I think the Stallhoods maybe going for the wave around here. Excuse me.
Shout it.
I can only guess who you probably root for.
Who would I root for? The good old boys that are now 9-0. Good job. Good job. Tristan. Good job. Upcoming races here on JTN presented by our friends at TWB Technologies, folks, because as always, together we are better. Hobo Racing Cup Series season finale from Phoenix. Going to be covering that one Tuesday night. 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time start of that one. Then it's the ASRA Indiana 200 from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Always a very fun special event there for the boys at the ASRA. Coverage begins from Indy at 8:50 on November the 14th. Gives us here at JTN a nice little break. And then November 19th, US World Cup Series season opener. I almost said debut. Same thing. 10 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll start with our coverage of the duels there for the USORL. And that's November 19th on a Saturday night under the lights from Daytona. Those races and much, much more live right here, only on JTN. Tate, I was very nervous at halftime. I was a mess, but then I remembered that I root for the 9-0 Michigan Wolverines football team. So I was all good. I was all good after that. Joshua Moyers with control here for the restart and control of the championship points battle. Matt Watkins, Smetsana, Whitehill, and Roberson, your top 5. Green flag. We're back underway here from Rockingham.
Let's even restart here so far.
It's a better restart for the second place driver as Watkins able to hold on to the position that time off of turn number 2. Sean Whitehill. Jacob Smetana still side by side for 3rd.
And shout out to Whitehill, got his way up here with those pit stops, got up to 4th. Was running kind of around the tail end of the top 10 there for the most of that first run. So good to see the number 12 up there. Now we are championship contenders 1, 2, 3, 4.
Gosh darn it, this isn't NASCAR. Moyer's out to a decent chunk of a lead here over Matt Watkins. Jacob Smetana there in third, Roberson fourth. Sean Whitehill having a good run, running in fifth there. Randall Coleman has rebounded back to sixth after slipping back on the initial run of the race.
Also make sure to keep my eye on the 81 to see if he's able to make any forward progress here in the coming laps. Only running 14th right at the moment. But I know that he's not going to be taking any prisoners. Try to get back up to the front here.
Get you that Tyler Mellon update there. You see the 81 Intel Toyota. Dirty era thing here at Rockingham?
With cup physics, probably not as pronounced. If it was CTS, then maybe a little more, but I don't think we'll be seeing that come into play quite as severely with the cup physics. But then again, what do I know?
Tristan continues to fire off some great messages. Tyler Mellon is the 96 overall of NR 2003. No, 81 car, actually.
96. I'm not exactly sure what that is referring to.
Is that supposed to refer to something?
It's a good question. I'm not sure.
Okay, I didn't know if that was a genuine or a snarky. I'm not sure. I'm still learning. We're still learning up here in the booth tonight.
Yeah, I've never called one of these with you before, so I don't blame you.
Oh.
I'd say we're doing pretty good.
Oh, we're doing a heck of a job. I'm keeping my camera, our cameras focused on the number 12 tire discounter sport for Team Talansky with Sean Whitehill for no reason whatsoever.
Oh, they're talking about player ratings. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Ooh, Smetana up the track here a little bit. It's going to kind of stack them up a little bit behind him. So Moyers and Watkins are starting to pull away quite a bit.
Now, what have you observed from this 42 throughout the year when Smetana gets behind? I think back to Kentucky, got behind a little bit, got involved in an incident. When you've seen this 42 get behind, is Jacob Smetana a driver that thrives under pressure or has a not tendency to fold, but has folded at times under pressure? What do you see playing out for this 42 more often than not?
If I'm being honest, whenever I see him fall back, it tends to snowball through no action of his own. It'll always be he'll end up further back by either some fluke caution flying in the middle of a pit cycle or getting involved in an incident, and then he'll just and then something else will happen in front of him and some other stuff will happen. And it's usually, from what I recall, not really much of his own doing whenever he gets back there. But it seems like whenever he does, he just gets stuck. So I'm sure that may be playing into his mind a little bit and trying to keep it up there, but still running third. He's starting to reel Watkins back in here. So I don't think that he's got too much to worry about here yet. But still a long way to go coming to the end of the stage.
Aw, man, find love in your city. Let's get rid of those. I want to find love. I love race cars too much already. Gotta love the bots coming into the chat.
I forget who said it when I had that. It's like, you made it when that happens. I think you said that, actually.
It might have been. I hate the bots.
I just get a kick out of it and move on.
The worst part is, artificially they boost your chat rate, and when your chat rate goes up, YouTube's like, oh, people like this stream, let's push it out to more people. So there's like a constant inner battle of morality as a streamer of, do I ban these? And usually I do. Well, not usually. I always do because, hey, don't, market on the JTN stream something that we don't approve of, but whatever.
Yeah.
Allie chiming in chat, time to paint the 23 season cars, so a rough night for the 16 team, already out of this one.
And first retiree there, going to finish 19th. I actually just noticed that Denny Carroll, I mentioned, was starting, actually did not start, so we did have 19 official starters. 16 Ali Leauer, first car off track. I got 2 cars, laps down 27 and 11. So that's 16 cars currently on the lead lap. Back to Peter Smetana.
Down to the inside of Coleman. 81's quick. And it's fixed setup too, so it's all driver at this point. It's all driver.
I'm also keeping an eye on that 93 running right behind Tyler there. I know that I know he'll be able to find his way forward here at some point or another. Boy, this time it's Moyers that's the one pulling away, almost about a second ahead, as the 088 has just retired.
Lovell out of this race. Wonder if it's due to some transponder issues with that car.
I see Spinner on the front stretch, no caution. Oh, man. Joe, are you still on the live shot there?
No. On who?
I was just looking at the replay of a spin on the front straightaway there. James Moore actually got tagged by the 43 and sent him around, but no caution.
All right, let's watch this battle, see if Malin can get by Coleman, and then we'll try to fetch you that replay. As James Moore getting put a lap down here in that 03. Allen has completed the pass. Let's try to find you that replay.
Yeah, that's oh no, we got it spin on track here. James Moore just got hit by the 9.
Caution going to come out. We'll get you the replay of that one. Off the corner, Moore comes down into Coleman. 9 cars there. 03 sent for a spin down the front straightaway. Caution number 2, lap 57. Oh, from the helicopter. See that 03 hugging the outside wall. Tries to come off the wall. Bam. 9 cars there.
Yeah, Anderson trying to complete that pass as well. So they were 3 wide and just not quite enough space for they were going there.
The replay of what happened to the 03 before this. This is what happened before that didn't cause a caution. 43 up into the 03. Sends Moore around, but James Moore does a good job of keeping that car spinning and going. Everyone down on the pit lane here. Remember, this is everyone using their second set of tires. They get 4 sets here tonight. Plus the one that they started the race on, so actually seen a lot of guys taking tires here. You start to worry? You got 2 sets left?
Again, from how much I remember Rockingham killing tires, yeah, I would start to get a little bit worried, especially since I personally suck at tire saving, but yeah, with let's see, do the math, that's 80 to go, I believe. The last time by, so 40 laps on each run here coming up. If this goes green, I think that should be okay for them to use just one more set, but hopefully the cautions fall in their favor.
Remember, folks, you can vote for who you think's going to win FAST Championship here tonight. Right now, Toby Roberson leading the way with 31% of the vote. National Warriors tied there with 31, Matt Watkins at 23, and James Smetana with 15% of the vote. Make sure you vote in that poll. Make sure you drop a like on the video. Make sure you're subscribed. Follow us on Twitch. Yeah, Keith, they just used their second set. I think everyone but the 9. Did Coleman stay out?
He's staying out for now. I'll be pretty surprised if he stays out outright here. It looks like he's coming down this time.
I would not want to go to the back.
No, neither would I, but I think it'll just be a sitting duck on tires that old.
Matt Moss in chat asks, Joe, do you race anywhere anymore? Nah. No, not really.
Oh, man.
I do a lot of this broadcasting, Andrew. I do a lot of this, and it's tiresome sometimes. Takes up a lot of the nights that I would be racing, unfortunately.
I will admit, doing one race per week, every week for almost a year, I will admit it got a little taxing for myself, so I can't imagine what it's like doing like 3, 4, 5 a week. That's why I commend you, and I think I will also send my thank you to the JoeTowNetwork for what they do for NR racing.
Thank you.
Definitely a big deal, and that's why I feel very, very honored and privileged to be sitting beside you, supposedly.
We're glad to have you here tonight. Bristol made sure to make your chair nice and tidy and give you a good clean name tag. We don't always do that for everyone, but Joshua Moyers with control here for the restart. Green flag. We're back underway.
Thank you, Bristol.
Hey, Moyer's able to get out to a lead as Smetana holding a little bit tighter there to the left rear. Matt Watkins. Watkins able to hold on to the position as here comes Tyler Mallon. Took a lunge at the 42 down into turn 3.
Mallon is not worried about these guys being in championship contention. He wants to get up there and try to win this thing. I'm willing to bet that Joe has not done that, probably.
What was that?
Referring to T. Grace in chat there. Asked you a certain question.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Coaches don't play, do they? I know that question wasn't directed towards me, but no, coaches don't play. Although the best coach in college football did play at an outstanding level as a collegiate quarterback, as well as in a pretty good level at the NFL before being a NFC champion coach in the NFL and Big Ten champion coach in this college football, but I don't know who that could be. Anyways, Mallon gets by. Saw Matt Watkins let the 81 by on the outside, make sure he didn't give up the inside line. I think that's smart heads-up driving from driver 15.
That actually puts Smetana kind of on the back foot, and almost Jovan Anderson taking advantage of that, but Smetana actually was able to get some good bite there on the outside. Going to hold on to that 4th position as here getting awfully racy from about good past her on back. Tail end of the top 10 there. Coleman also coming forward. Passing a few guys there, trying to race John Foreman right now.
Oh, close moment there with the 64s. 27's getting loose off the corner. Tyler Stallhood's in the grass further on back. That's not something you should see. Toby Roberson hits the apron on entry turn 1, drifts up the track. That's going to allow Whitehill to get by. Now Coleman trying to get by on the outside will clear the 64 down the back. Here comes good pass to the inside of Smetana. The 42 is falling back on this run.
Whew. Credit to these guys for keeping it all pointing straight, and Mallon starting to close on the 68. Wonder how much the 68's going to try to race him there if the 81 does catch him. But, boy, all the action is further on back. Here we'll see if See if that another yellow might be looming here shortly.
Ooh, saw Cody
in a
Luke.
bit of trouble.
Cody Luke took a lunge to the bottom. You see Peter Smetana in the 43 to the inside of Sean Romero for position. Keith Hughes in chat says he loves this. Jovan Anderson and Jeffrey Goodpaster up to 3rd and 4th as Tyler Mallon looking to the inside of Joshua Moyers for the lead. Moyers just lets him by.
Good smart play there for 68. Has a comfortable cushion over his nearest rivals, which is now a few spots behind him. Matt Watkins losing out to the 93 and the 33. Credit to Goodpaster. A good run here so far up into 4th place.
A good run from that Monster Energy 33. A driver that's really improved throughout the year. I know Jeff, very good sim racer, but like seeing this 33 moving towards the front here in the late, or in the middle stages of this race as we're just over halfway.
This race is flying on by. Only 2 cautions so far. Clicking off laps, about 23, 24 seconds per lap, so it's been a lot of fun, but and even now that 93 and 33 are starting to lurk here maybe for the lead.
And this Jovan Anderson guy, I don't think that's his real name. Sounds a lot like that Ricky J guy, you know?
Yeah, I know that goober.
Do I like lasagna? No, not really. Do you like lasagna, Andrew?
It's okay. I ain't Garfield, I can tell you that.
I'm more of a dog person than a cat person, too, if that wasn't obvious enough. Tyler Mallon, your leader. Joshua Moyer, second. Jovan Anderson, Jeffrey Goodpaster. Then it's a gaggle of cars here towards the back. Got one to the outside. It's Billy Ryan, 43. Smetana getting on by the 11. Is now Ediver in the 09. DeWalt Stanley Ford. To the bottom. Hits the apron a little bit. Going to come up the track. They're going to be side by side. Coming off turn 4. Still going to be a drag race down the front.
As Anderson has gotten past the 68 here. 68 looks like he's kind of struggling now a little bit. Got a little squirrely in turns 1 and 2 on the previous lap, and then opened the door for the 93, and that 33 is right on his tail as well.
Could this be a product of the 68 using up the tires a little too much?
Very, very possible. I saw him get a bit of a lead on Mallon a little bit earlier, and then fell back, and maybe now he's just trying to save him again because he's right back on the tail of 93. Knowing Josh, I mean, it could be like push a little bit and then conserve and then push a bit again, because just like that, he's suddenly found some speed.
Intel, Amoco, and AMD. There's 3 competing brands at the front of the field.
Need some oil for your processors.
Exactly. Got to make sure they're nice and lubed up. I'm
And you
going
gotta
off
make
the
sure
rails
you're
tonight.
ready to go with the Monster Energy.
And then you head on over to Tire Discounters and Fit. Just make sure you got some rubber ready to go.
Will the real Ricky please stand up? Ricky Collette is not here tonight, unfortunately. We are not going to discuss what happened to him that got me here, but yeah.
Oh, he was just tired. He's not the Sunday guy anymore. Usually it's Joseph Weaver. Gave Weaver the night off.
Okay, that's good. That's a good call, because we aren't going to discuss that banging that's coming from my closet right now.
Oh, okay.
I mean, what?
I would think Weaver's probably in a lot of pain because the Packers lost today, so, and they're now 3 and what are they? 3 and 5, 3 and 6, 3 and 6, 3 and 6. That sucks.
I say that as if I follow football that much. I'm a heathen. I'm sorry.
Matt Watkins starting to get some pressure from Jacob Smetana, but Watkins is not the leader in the championship for that. Of course, is still the 68 of Joshua Moyers, who runs third. Kind of just, we're chilling right now. 81 laps into this thing, the 81 car leads. Funny how that works out.
I think probably once you get to about lap 98, roughly, that's when you'll be looking to get into the window of being able to make your last stop. I might be pushing it on the fuel just a little bit, but I got to think that these guys are going to be looking to try to split this final run here pretty much in half. Joe, what have you done?
See Sean Whitehill getting by good pastor for fourth. 33 now starting to lose a little bit of the good on the tires there.
Now Watkins going to make the move here as well. Only one car now separating the top two in the championship, but one hefty gap, though, to make up for that 15. As I think the YouTube police struck down on this spam.
I didn't break anything. It just doesn't like it when you send a bunch of messages really quickly. It tells you to slow down.
Left traffic coming into play here. I think the 93 and 68 maybe eating just a little bit into that lead from Allen. Probably about 10 laps till pit stops. This could get a little interesting here to see if overcut, undercut, what the call is going to be for these guys. Watkins on charge, getting closer and closer to Whitehill for the fourth position. Everyone keeping it pretty clean at the moment. Billy Ryan comes down pit road. He's passed now for fourth place, with Watkins getting past. And Jacob going to follow suit. You dare misgender the producer?
It's okay, I kind of did give him a girl name. It's kind of on me. Roberson trying to find a way around Randall Coleman. Tate correctly pointing out that Randall's done a good job of following the 42, but has now kind of lost touch with Smetana in that Hooters Ford. Oh, both those drivers sponsored by Hooters at one point this year, so maybe there's a little, a little of the okie dokie going on there. To quote our 2022 NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Roberson running eighth. Roberson, currently the favorite in the poll in the chat to get the championship at 36%. But right now running the worst of them. But looking at getting by Coleman here, that's going to be for seventh. Whoa! If he doesn't get loose.
Have help from Ediver in the 09. Gonna look for eighth. Gonna force Coleman up the track a little bit. Been on a couple of those Randall Coleman team chats, and Randall doesn't take too kindly to people racing him very hard. I can throw some shade at old driver number 9.
I mean, you can get away with it.
Oh, you can get away with roughing Randall up. He's all bite, or he's all talk, no bite. If he was all bite, that would be a different issue. Oh,
Whoa, trouble.
Roberson.
Oh, boy. Whitehill got in the wall, and then, yeah, Roberson. Nice.
And 64, I think, is at its end with that right rear tire right now. Oh, my
He's got to be
goodness.
hoping for a caution.
That thing looks loose. Randall is a bully from Keith and Chad. I wonder if anyone wants to back that story up. Go ahead and tell your Randall bully stories in chat.
No, apparently he's a bolt, first of all. And then he's a bully.
Okay. That was a fantastic save by Toby Roberson. It's still Tyler Mellon out in front, though. And by, again, one of those healthy margins we talked about at the start of the show. Right now, about a 2 3/10 over Jovan Anderson. Joshua Moyer's quickly behind. Quickly behind. That's not how words work. Closest battle on track between Randall Coleman, Toby Roberson for 8th.
Holy smokes, Toby.
I'm just gonna keep the camera on the 64, I think. Or Bristol's just gonna keep that. I gotta stop taking credit for the work he does, because he does really hard work, Andrew. Oh my goodness, he's dirt tracking it.
You gotta pay Bristol a little more with some more treats this time around.
Oh, he gets plenty of Nutri-Chomps, and they're expensive.
I mean,
they're the
if
best.
you're gonna take credit for what he does, then you owe it.
Should tweet out a picture of what he looks like right now. It's the kind of in-game, in-broadcast marketing people would love to see.
Oh, Toby.
Toby, come on, Toby. You gotta pit. We're under 40 to go. You can make it to the end. You gotta pit. You can't. Now you're losing time.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that no one has. Oh, Jovan almost spins it.
Oh, man.
These tires are screaming, get me out of here. 40 to go officially. I gotta think that you're gonna see it starting now. Not from the front 3. Or front 5. Wow, I'm actually really surprised.
I think the first driver down pit lane is going to get a good advantage. I think a lot of it, though, we talked about it, tire sets. You probably want to wait as long as possible to come down pit road.
I mean, you come down now and you're going to have one more set that you can use for that emergency caution. Emergency caution? You know what I mean. But I gotta think, especially if you're Watkins or Smetana, you've got to come down here soon if you're going to have any chance of catching this 68.
Gotta get any advantage you can. I think that was the biggest thing for the folks that didn't watch the NASCAR Cup Series race earlier today. Cover your ears or mute your stream for about a minute here. That was the biggest thing that was kind of shocking to me, how those guys didn't try a little bit harder to push the advantage on new tires than they did. It didn't end up meaning anything with cautions late and whatnot, but hopefully I'm not spoiling this for you, Andrew. If I am, I apologize, but
No, you're good.
got to push the advantage, and I feel like right now is where you could really push it. I think Wheeler's Championship 4, you're probably coming relatively close to when the first driver comes down, but I
think
don't know.
Watkins also just had a moment.
I mean, they're all getting loose off the corner now. At this point, I want to reduce my risk as much as possible. And every lap I keep running out here with these cars this loose on old tires like this, I am risking spinning out. I am risking ruining my night, and I am risking losing this championship before the race has run its course.
Pretty look coming off pit road there. I mean, these guys have lost a second and a half. And again, if I'm the 42 or the 15, I'm coming down here ASAP, trying to gain as much as I can on that 68 with the undercut. But as right when I say that, here comes the 15. 42 staying out.
Joshua Moyers is getting loose off the corner now in the 68. Have to think he will be the next Down pit lane. Let's see. Running high here through the corner. Tyler Mallon going to be the next pit lane. As the 68 is really loose off of turn 4.
Actually going to give the lead to...
No!
Oh, he's gonna spin it.
No! No! No caution! Oh, and this has just put the championship battle into the hands of the 42.
Oh my gosh, you're not kidding. He had it. And that is going to put him in jeopardy.
Matt, you did do the thing. How dare you? That's my job. Here comes Moyers down pit lane. There we go.
Mallon also getting service.
Yeah. Here, let's go to Matt Watkins, first driver to come down pit lane. We're gonna focus on this 15 car. Kind of see where he cycles out in relation to the 42. Still waiting for the 42 to come down pit lane. Again, folks, be a friend, tell a friend about our streams here on JTN. We'd appreciate it if you hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Cannot thank you enough for tuning in here this evening for the Fast Renegade Pro Cup Series season finale as Jacob Smetana now on pit lane in the 42.
But with Jacob staying out this long, oh man, this could set up to be a real barn burner here with the 42 on fresher tires, but the 15 is going to gain a ton of time on him with this undercut, so this could prove to be pretty interesting as this goes on. Roberson staying out the longest. Probably hoping for that caution to come out here, but man, that's got to be a stinger for the 68.
Gonna need that caution now, right? I mean,
well, big time, as that is going to be a big gap for Smetana to try to make up here.
and you see Watkins there coming off of turn 4 now. Let's go to the start-finish line. We pause. Let's wait for the 42. There's the 64. And there's the 42. And a gaggle of cars. And Joshua Moyers in that 68 hasn't lost as much time as I was expecting him to. As caution's out.
Oh, here goes Roberson. Oh, no. Oh, Smetana just got hit.
Oh my goodness. Was that even what the caution was for in the first place?
64, I'm not sure.
And if you're Toby Roberson, you are fuming right now. Let's see.
Now, the caution was already out, and then James Moore actually cleaned him up there. Well, someone spun in turn 1. I think it was
James Moore.
I think John Foreman was what actually caused
Or not
the
James
yellow
Moore.
itself.
I'm sorry. Yeah, John Foreman in the 70, Sean Romero in the 71, a little 70 on 70 action. Let's get into the back of him, going straight line. White Hill squeaks through, and then James Moore right into the back of Toby Roberson after the caution had already come out. And then Edver gets into the 42 after the caution had come out. Let's get a look at that, because I think this is the more pressing situation in terms of Championship 4. 64 gets the wall a little bit, but Moore gets into the back of him. Caution already well out. 09 gets into the 42 even later. Caution had already been well out. Wouldn't expect too much damage there for anyone but the 64, but Andrew, that's... If you're the 42 or the 64, you are fuming right now, because that... No reason. You know what I mean? No reason.
Yeah, that was pretty... there's not really much defense I could say about that.
And it's not to say there's nothing intentional there, right? There's nothing intentional, but you're just hoping for a little more space being given because of that red banner on the front of your car and a little more care to be given driving around you.
Absolutely. As in some other news, Cody Luke appears to have had a random engine failure.
Huh.
Off turn 4, as they were taking the caution, and it just blew up.
Oh, man. I don't know what to say. Things are a
All
little
I know
crazy
is-
right now.
Yeah, this is gonna be a crazy one here. Let's see, Jacob 5th, Watkins 3rd. There's a lap car there in the mix. Only one car separating 42 and 15. And then 68 and 7th. So those guys are going to get a lot closer together now. And with the shorter run here, we've got a barn burner here, folks.
I'd like to remind you folks at home, we got some great options up on our merch store, JTN Merch Store. It's linked down in the YouTube video description below, or you can follow us on our social media to find out more. It's on our link tree. Again, that's the JTN Merch Store with JTN logo merch now available. It's getting cold, or at least it should eventually here in the north. Get yourself a JTN hoodie or some other merch. Again, JTN Merch Store. Bunch of great options available now. Looking at the possibilities of putting out some championship merch for different drivers that have won titles in series we have covered. We're going to work on how I'm going to go about doing that, because I will be the one that ends up making it, because I am cheap. And, yeah. See how that goes. We'll see if it goes at all.
Well, that is a fair point that Keith just brought up there. The 42 is going to be on the fresher tires out of everybody, but he could have damage. It looks like he did pit to make sure that it was all taken care of. So I don't think that he'll be in any bad shape in that regard, but and I got the 03 kind of in the mix here, being a lap down or two.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to get a little spicy.
But if we get about 10 laps running here, that 42 can't come back down and take tires again. No more tires laying in the box of the 42 car. No more tires laying in the box of any of those guys that just came down. So,
yeah, that's true.
that's what you're looking at here. It's Tyler Mallon leading us back to green. Joe Van Anderson, Matt Watkins, James Moore up there. I believe the 03 is still a lap down. Green flag, we're back underway, and the 42 going to get caught up behind the 03, as well as the 68 getting caught up behind the 42.
Outside stacking up there quite a bit. This is not what they wanted to see.
Like we were going to be 3 wide for a second there down the back straightaway. Ediver in the 09 going to get by John Foreman. Joshua Moyers going to get by Jacob Smetana. So Moyers moves up to second in the championship. Moyers going to push the 09 down into turn 1.
Moyer's got to be feeling a little desperate here to try to catch that 15.
If you're Matt Watkins, you start saving now, right? You save your tires, you run a little easy. You know you need any advantage you can, because that 68 has been better than you tonight.
Yeah, I would definitely start saving here. Probably now that you know that you have that cushion, you got 2 cars in between you and your nearest rival. Try to back it down a little bit. Maybe just maintain that gap with you and the 12 and the 93 in front of you. I think that would be the best play. Again, these guys know what they're doing way better than me, so I can't exactly speak for them, but that seems like that would be the name of the game, is right when you say that, the 09, that's the 68 by, so now it's only 1 car.
It's caution's out. John Foreman, once again, around here in turn number 2. It's 2 in park night, so don't believe that that last yellow is going to be late on the 70. Don't think this one is either after getting a quick look at it. Here's the replay. Tyler Stallhead getting into the left rear. John Foreman.
Extracurriculars there with Billy Ryan and Peter Smetana as well. He kept it straight, but they pushed themselves up to the wall.
And Toby Robertson in the 64 was right there as well. Those two getting into the wall there on the corner exit. More time from top of the grandstand. A lot of drivers out of tires, so not really anything you can do pit road-wise, but a restart awaits. What do you do to get a good restart here, get a good jump on the guys around you?
Oh boy. Well, having those fresh tires will help because then you can just kind of mash the gas in first gear and go at it. If they're a little more worn down, then that could be somewhat of an issue as far as wheel spin goes. But it seems like this track has a fair amount of grip on it when you're even on like semi old tires.
Hmm.
It only seems to go once you really wear them down. So, uh, but I would also definitely prefer to be on the inside lane. And guess what? The 68 and the 42 are both going to be there, nose to tail.
In the impression from chat, I need to have a merch suggestions like box. Problem is, we gotta sell more merch, folks, to get that. So, go buy more merch, please. That would be a big help. I'm sorry to completely change the topic, Andrew, because this is what I do. And this is what when I was talking to you in our pre-race meeting, I said I'm completely random up here. And I don't know why people think I'm good at this, because I don't think I am at all. But let's just
I
shift the
still
topic.
argue you're better than me.
Oh. Oh, Bristol's a golden retriever. If you look at this fetching replay, it's hard to tell. That is an outline, technically, of a golden retriever. So, Bristol is a golden retriever. We have videos up on our TikTok of Bristol, actually. So go follow us on TikTok, at JoeTowNetwork. He let us have a day off when it snowed last year. Made an appearance. Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. You got the TikTok, you got the merch, you got Twitch. I got none of that. I have an overlay that was oh so graciously made for me by Seth Cole, and a very shoddily put together like transition where it's just the FAST logos, and that's it.
Hey, it's something.
It's something.
It's more
Just have
effort
fun
than a
with
lot
it.
of people put into it.
The amount of effort that you put into this is 10,000 times more than I could. So, and on that note, I officially say that yes, you are the superior one.
You gotta stop stroking my ego, man.
It's what I do best.
Joshua Moyer's leading us back to Great Edinburgh. The outside in the 09. Then it's Jake Smetana, Randall Coleman, Sean Romero, Tyler Mallon. First car on fresh tires. Jovan Anderson, Matt Watkins, Sean Whitehill, Jeffrey Goodpaster, John Foreman. Who else is back there? Billy Ryan, James Moore, Peter Smetana.
And thank you, Tate, for the notion there. Appreciate that. Aw. See, now you guys are stroking my ego too.
Seth Koch has the best Facebook profile picture by far. Who is Seth Koch?
I'm pretty
Welcome
sure
in,
that
Aiden.
was meant to be Cole.
Keith, you know you need to type better. Welcome in, Aiden. Welcome in. As Joshua
15 to
Moyers
go.
leads us back to green here, 123 of 138. Going to be 124 when we hit the line. Green flag back underway.
This 42 gets clear of the 09.
Battles
Game
on.
on.
Don't look now with the 81 Tyler Mallon. Fresh tires. Getting a good run
Ooh,
to the
yeah.
inside of Randall Coleman. See if the 42 puts up a fight. That's where awareness is going to be key. Honestly, might be better off just letting the 81 by. You know, he's got better tires. Tires important. And now they're going to be 3 wide through turns 1 and 2. For a second, Coleman backs out in the 9. Going to try to get to the inside of the 42 down the back straightaway. Battle for 4th is now on as Tyler Mallon moves through to 3rd. Coleman makes the pass. A big slider down in there into 3 and 4. Going to drift up the track. Smetana back to the inside with the crossover.
Well, look, now there's Watkins still. But now it's looking like 68 is in the catbird seat for the championship. Oh, man, these guys are tight.
Going to be 3 wide for a second. Watkins backs out. So does Jovan Anderson in the 93. Good passer now to the outside. The 42 as Joshua Moyers has a mirror full of Tyler Mallon. AMD versus Intel at the front of the field.
Warriors did not let him go that time at all.
You want to win the last race of the year, but how important Is it to win the race in terms of winning the championship? Not all that important, because right now Moyers has a couple buffer states back to the 42. 81 at Malin gets on by 11 laps to go at the line as the caution's out. And that just it's going to set us up for more chaos.
John Foreman's smoking. Looks like his night's going to be over. Peter Smetana also in it.
I think Toby Roberson also involved in this one. Let's get a look down into turn 3. Foreman going to get right into the back of the 64. Gets flipped into the wall. So repercussions caught there by the 70, but Roberson has not had the championship night that this 64 team or 64 Penske Truck Rentals team has been looking for or was looking for. And another one of those situations. I would have wished you would have given a little bit more room. Coming down to the end of the race, yes, but man, that's going to be a tough pill to swallow for Team 64, who just they started off so well, Andrew. They started 4th on the night, and just ever since the start of the race, it felt like they were falling back, and they were kind of playing on the defensive.
Unfortunately so, but that team has a lot to be proud of. 2 wins on the season, made it to the championship 4. I know that Toby wasn't feeling the most confident as the season went on. Didn't quite make maybe as many starts as the other guys, just knowing that. So the fact that they got this far is a lot to be proud of, and hopefully Toby's still hanging in there to try to keep it going. Little development here. 42 has pitted.
I didn't think they had a set of tires left.
I wonder if they did. That could be something that admins are going to have to look at there.
I don't think we have enough time to check that. Jacob does have a set of tires left. That is going to be the winning move, because it will be hard to slice your way up through here in 8 or so laps, as that was our TWB 10 to go. Remember to head on over to GardenLightsDirect.com. Porches, patios, tomorrow for all your outdoor lighting needs. GardenLightsDirect.com has you covered. Again, that's GardenLightsDirect.com. Fresh tires are good. Can pay off. Might have also... Oh, no, you can't put tape on it, can you? That was going to be my other thing, but if it's fixed set, so you can't put tape on it. Silly. Me. Yeah, I'm intrigued by that move. I would have thought that the case come down more than 4 times tonight.
It took fuel only on one of them? I'm not sure.
That it had to have.
All I know is he's going to be 10th. And the way that you went through that plug there as fast as you did was very impressive.
Thank you. JTN jersey when we get a better merch provider, honestly, Tristan. But I had a thought. I lost it. Let me try to find it again.
Well, you find that thought, I will say, in terms of track position at the moment, the 68 is still in prime real estate. He's got a number of guys between himself and his nearest competitor, which is going to be Matt Watkins in the 15, of course, 42. If that holds true, that he's going to be on those fresh tires and try to get up there to the front, but he's not going to have a lot of time to slice through a lot of cars. So I'm still saying advantage 68, especially with how much it's been cautions breeding cautions here. So I think it's just going to come down to these 2 processors for the win, but championship looking good for that 68 team.
And Ben, it's a good thing.
Watch me jinx it.
Ben, it's a good thing the cautions haven't bred bots tonight, but J10 fan poll has closed. That's where I was getting at. Joshua Moyers took home the fans' choice to win the title with 36% of the vote. Matt Watkins and Toby Robertson both 26%, and Jacob Smetana with 10% of the vote. As Moyers currently leads it, Watkins there in second. Starting on the inside of the 4th row. Toyota Camry pace car comes in. We're going to be going back green with 7 laps to go here from Rockingham. Just about 7 miles left in the year. Green flag, a stack up on the bottom, and we're back underway. Moyer's going to get down right away.
That is not what Watkins needed right there.
And Moyer's going to get caught in the middle. Maybe Coleman into the outside wall off of turn number 4. Moyer's through to second, still leading the championship, but Tyler Mallon out in front.
A little bit of 3 wide there for a little bit. Watkins trying to get forward. Doesn't look like Smetana's gaining enough, quickly enough. It's still looking pretty good. Shout out to 0933 with some great runs there. Actually going to maybe try to make the pass.
Oh, if you're Joshua Moyers, you're really hoping he doesn't go down in there too much, because now that 09's to the inside and going to drift up the track and make contact. The battle for
Watkins is there.
The battle for the championship is getting hot and heavy as Moyers is up the track and now going to be side by side with Matt Watkins for the points lead.
And Smetana's there too. Oh my gosh, they're going to be 3 wide.
Oh, they're going to be side by side down here into 3 and 4. Race leader is Tyler Mallon. Well out in front as Moyers is into the wall.
Don't think he's going to be too pleased about that.
No, and we'll get you a replay at the end of this, but now it's between the 42 and the 15 off of turn number 2. Those two racing for the championship as Tyler Mallon has the lead in hand.
Those new tires come into play for the 42. Watkins playing defense. But man, 3 laps, that's a long time to try and hold him off.
3 laps, 3 miles. It's all about the same right now if you're the 15 of Matt Watkins. As you're trying to hold off Jacob Smetana for the championship, as now the 42's to the inside down into 3.
That's going to do it.
He completes the pass and he's going to be long gone, Andrew.
That is going to do it for sure. Unless something crazy happens.
See, Goodpaster trying to get second on the 09 of Ediver. And a get there, going to make contact. 09 up the track, 33 up the track, so it'll allow the 42 to get to the inside for second. White flag in the air, final lap.
I think that's a done deal for Smetana. Has a car now between him and the 15. Mallon checked way out. Looking like a lock at this point.
Coming off into turn 3, Tyler Mallon has the lead. It was the dominant car early, had to rally after a pit road speeding penalty. Tyler Mallon wins the race, and off of turn 4, it's going to be Jacob Smetana taking home the FAST Renegade Pro Cup Series championship.
Got a little rough there, but I think if there is any driver that would deserve that championship the most, it would be that 42 with how he performed this season.
Randall Coleman spins the 68. Where's the 81? There's the 81. Seems more going after the 43 after the race for some reason. It's Jacob Smetana, Peter Smetana going to burn it down as the 42 is the champion, and Tyler Mallon gets to burn it down as the race winner here tonight from Rockingham. You gotta have a better camera than that. There we go. So remember, folks, we're going to talk with our top 3 finishers after this one. We'll get you a replay of the moves that got the 42 the championship here. Make sure you stick around. Again, results incoming. It's Tyler Mallon wins the season finale here from Rockingham. I have to think the 81 team, what could have been. They could have made it to this Final Four here tonight, but nonetheless, ending the year with a win, send you into the offseason the right way. Let's get you a replay of the drive by Smetana in the 42. This is going down into turn 3 behind the 15 and 68. Watkins and Moyers battling. Again, this is your top 3 in the championship battling with each other. 42 a little bit loose off the corner. 68 hugging him. Makes contact. Moyers into the outside wall, and then it ends up being easy pickings For Smetana, who's going to have the fresh tires off the corner. Going to be all over the back bumper of Watkins. And it's not but a lap later. He's able to get a good run. And get to the inside of the 15 down the back straightaway and complete the pass down here in turns 3 and 4. So we got results incoming, folks. Remember, stay tuned with us here on JTM. We're going to talk with our top 3 finishers. Andrew, I mean, what a race we saw tonight.
Had a little bit of everything there. Long runs, short runs, short run to the finish there. And a championship battle coming down to really the final few laps, which is pretty much all you would want in terms of just the excitement factor of it. It was really awesome to see. Again, like I said, Smetana is definitely probably one of the most deserving drivers to win that championship, just based on how his season went, how he performed. He really, really had a number on most of the field throughout the season. So well deserved there, and great job, and congrats to both him and the race winner, Mr. Mallon.
We wait for our drivers to make their way into the media center so we can get a word with them. Don't like to pull them away from their teams right after the race if we don't have to. But again, folks, cannot thank you enough for tuning into JTN tonight. Make sure, if you haven't already, you follow us over on our Twitch, our Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, you know the rest. We got all the social medias because that's how cool we are, I guess. And also make sure you subscribe to us here on YouTube. You can also follow us on JTN2 for all of our non-live content, including the Fake Racers podcast. New episode coming out on Tuesday. I'm talking about NASCAR Championship weekend. I have a bunch of great content coming for you, revolving around the end of the racing season. And as we wait for our top 3 finishers to make their way into the media center, Andrew, you wanna do the honors of plugging a bunch of your great stuff that you got going on over on your YouTube channel?
Well, yep. Top Dragster here on YouTube. Of course, I had broadcasted most of this season. You can, if you want to go back and check out most of the races. I missed a few for, of course, just life happens. But definitely feel free to check that out. Honestly, that's really most of what my channel has been. Aside from some little like shenanigans streams here and there, just playing some games. So if you want to check it out, subscribe, feel free. No obligation, of course. But again, the real champion is Joe right here. So definitely subscribe here and check out all the great stuff that he does for NR Online. But if you want to check me out too, that's fine.
It looks like we're not going to get a word from our champion. He's already left the team speak, so that's very unfortunate. Let's go ahead and bring in, though, our race winner, driver the number 81 Intel Toyota, Tyler Mallon. Tyler, you got a copy?
Yep, I'm here.
Well, what the heck? You shot yourself in the foot with a speeding penalty, and then you just decided, I'm just going to come back and win the race. How'd that happen?
Well, like you said, I did shoot myself in the foot. I didn't think I sped, but the game says otherwise, so I guess I sped. So I restarted dead last on the restart. Didn't really have an opportunity to go for stage points because of that, but yeah, I've never really personally been concerned with stage points. Funny enough, I actually missed the final 4 by 2 points, so maybe I should factor in stage points some more. But after that, I wrapped the bottom as best I could and tried to get around people after that, and it worked out. A little bit of it was a pit strategy. I had fresher tires than some of these guys some of the time, and a bit of it was, I don't know, maybe the first pit stall. But this has always been a track where running this has been a consistency track always, is running, if you're able to run the same exact line every single lap, then you're going to be pretty good here. And I feel like that's one of my strengths in racing, is consistent lap times, but or lap lines, I guess I should say. But I don't know, it was pretty fun.
Well, it was an entertaining race to watch here tonight. How important? I know we talked about this pre-race, and you said tires would be important, but not as much as maybe some other versions of Rockingham that have been run. How important, really, once we got into the race, were tires?
When you got far enough into the run, like by the end of that, right before the green flag pit stop, by the end of that run, we were about, I think, 2 seconds off the pace. And so undercutting by like 1 lap would have given you a 2-second advantage just on that alone. And obviously, you're right, it wasn't as important as other versions of Rockingham, but I feel like it was still pretty important that you save your tires the right way, which I actually didn't do in the first run, so I was kind of glad that caution came out. And then I got a speeding penalty, so I wasn't glad that caution came out. But yeah, I don't know. Just glad I had a clean race, got through the field without making any enemies, I hope. And it kind of sucks that championship was almost decided by a car that had nothing to do with it. Don't know if you saw after the race before the burnouts, but yep, shouldn't door a championship contender up the track. That's all I'm gonna have to say on that.
Well, Tyler, again, I know there's probably some disappointment in not being part of the championship four here tonight and winning the race, but also winning the race and heading into the off season with a lot of momentum. That's got to feel great. Before we let you go, though, want to give you the opportunity. You got a bunch of great stuff going on. Want to give you a compliment, too, because your interviews have been getting amazing. And I know you were really worried about them at first, but you're doing a fantastic job.
It's all the second places in BSR that's given me a lot of practice. Exactly.
But I want to give you the floor. You got some great stuff going on. You know what to do. The floor is yours.
Well, first I want to just say I'm really glad I didn't finish second again on a broadcasted race. I actually can win races, apparently, so that's good to know. Also, join Melon Car Lights. Season starts next week. We've got it's an NXS 20 mod, I believe. We got a pretty good lineup, I think. Some beautiful paint schemes and some great tracks. So I'm hoping to see some people there. But also, yeah, I don't know. That's really all I got. Shout out to you guys, of course, for doing the broadcast. Usually Andrew also does lead commentary, so I don't know who did lead commentary tonight, but I know both of you are excellent commentators and excellent broadcasters, so I'm going to go back and watch this broadcast. Probably going to be a great one. So, I mean, it always is a great one, but,
Wow, gonna diss us right there at the end. Well, I'm sure it was a great one. Well, but it's always, I see how it, no, Tyler. Always great to talk with you. Again, love to see how you've grown with the interviews being, I think, a little more comfortable. I think is probably the best thing, right? So
yeah, it's just a game. No need to get worked up over it.
Exactly. But again, congratulations on the win here tonight. And as always, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us.
Thank you.
Tyler Mallon, driver the number 81 Intel Toyota, your race winner here tonight. All right, so again, we're not going to get work comments from our second place finisher and champion, Jacob Smetana in the 42. Let's go ahead, though, and bring in the driver of the number 15 Tetris Toyota. It's Tetris 99, driver of the number 15, Matt Watkins. Is that correct, Matt?
That is correct.
Okay, what is Tetris 99?
That's a version of Tetris on the Switch.
Okay.
Basically, you face 99 people, and the last survivor gets it.
Is that fun?
It is fun. I like it.
Okay. All right. I mean, I figured you liked it,
And it's free, which makes it even better. So.
Oh. See, just like our streams, they're completely free to watch. See? But, Matt, I know it's obviously... third place run is great and all, but second place in the championship, what more do you think you needed here tonight?
Tires. That's it.
Yeah.
It just come down to who would take their last set at the right time. I thought with 19 to go and restarting at 15 to go, that'd be the best choice to take the last set because I just didn't think anybody'd get through the field, but if any later. But fortunately, Jacob lined up literally 1 or 2 rows behind me with 5 or 6 lap tires. And on this track, that's a killer. So I had no chance to hold him off with older tires. I was just hoping we'd get a caution, and
Yeah.
that'd be it. But I feel for Josh. Yeah, he had the best car tonight out of all of us. He was really fast, and if we went full 50 laps on a long run, I might could maybe reel him in. But yeah, he was really good tonight. So I hated it for him. He was fast. I think overall we had about second fastest out of the championship 4, and so we ended up. So it is what it is. It was fun.
Well, when you look back at this season, I know it's, I think, filled with a lot of ups and downs, ebbs and flows, and obviously 37 races is a lot of races. But what is your most memorable part of this season outside of finishing second in the championship?
Definitely last week. There should have been no chance on this planet that made the Final Four with everything that happened, and I had to get like 5 spots and 5 laps at the end and got it done. So it was just a miracle to be here, honestly, in the Final Four after all that. Because it was a rough season where a lot of mistakes on my part, and found a way to get to the Final Four and almost somehow stole it. So yeah, I was happy with this season. That was a lot of fun.
Well, Matt, it was so much fun to watch you this year. I know Andrew probably echoes that. Congratulations again on the 3rd place run, 2nd place in the championship. Before we let you go, though, you got some great people backing you up. The floor is yours. I think you know what to do.
Yes, big congrats to all the Final Four, Jacob, myself, blanking, Toby and Josh. To get that far, it's just in a league with this many drivers that have that much talent is a real accomplishment. So definitely, kudos to all those guys. Thanks for Randall. So much work to put in the series to get these tracks, going, setups. Andrew, all the broadcasts he put on. You for the broadcasts. That stuff to promote leagues. It's always a big deal. Like Thomas for the mod. This is a really cool mod. I've had a lot of fun running it. I'm sure there's a lot of people that should be thanked, deserve to be thanked, and I will thank them down the road once I remember it. But yeah, it was a fun season, so I'm happy with how it turned out, and look forward to the next one.
Well, Matt, it has been a pleasure watching you this year. A pleasure talking with you. Can't thank you enough for taking the time. And again, congratulations on the 2nd place championship, in the championship points, and of course, 3rd place finish here tonight.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Matt Watkins, driver number 15, Toyota, your 3rd place finisher here tonight. Well, let's go ahead and we'll wrap things up by bringing in league admin, CEO, COO, founder, blah, 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 blah. List off the accolades. He's also the driver of the number 9, Randall Coleman. Randall, I just wanted to give you the opportunity. Anything, impressions on how the year went, and also if where folks can find out more about FAST?
Yeah, I think from you all being here at the beginning of Daytona and to end it, it's been a very fun ride. We averaged probably over 20-some drivers a race this season, which is a very good turnout, from week to week. You usually see a lot of people kind of drop off towards the end of the season, but we were able to hold strong around 20. So I can't thank all the people who come out enough to make this season a successful season, in my opinion. 18 different winners. That's a lot of different winners for a league. You don't really see that many opportunities out here where you can go out here and everybody has a chance to be competitive. So that's, I think that's one thing that we went out here and accomplished this year. I will say that the results are not final, but I will congratulate him on his championship currently. We have to go through the, kinks and all that stuff.
Got to tear down the race cars and make sure they're legal.
Got to tear them down. Got to go through replays with all of the 4 championship drivers. So nothing's official, but that was a heck of a run he had there at the end. Come back up through there and snag it from everybody. So congrats to Jacob on that. Congrats to the other 3 guys who made it to the Final Four. They all earned their way up through there. They definitely earned it to race for it tonight. For the most part of the race, they were under a blanket. You know, they were up there being very competitive with each other. So I'll say congrats to Tyler Mallon for closing out the season with a win. After getting knocked out at Martinsville, ruining his chance to make it to the Final Four, he came out here and showed that maybe he should have been in the Final Four. So, you know, overall, great season. I'm looking forward to next year. Next year, more new venues coming to the season, more different things that we're going to implement to make the racing a little bit more fun, a little bit more strategic, you know. So, yeah, it's open to everybody. They are interested, they can check us out on Facebook. They can, I think if they type in Renegade Cup Series or FAST Renegade Cup Series, the Facebook group page will pop up. They can then get asked to, or, you know, request to join. We usually try to approve people as quick as possible. Sometimes it might take a week, so don't get discouraged. I'm not forgetting you. We got a lot of stuff going on during the off season. But yeah, I'm looking forward to next year at Daytona. I know we're going to kick off the season here with the clash at hopefully our new LA Coliseum. I do want to give a shout out to Thomas Philbrick, you know, making this mod, having FAST as the official home of the mod, being a lot of hands-on this year with stuff, stepping up to promote the Pole Award, and having that backing, having that partnership was a big thing this year. You know, got to thank James Moore for stepping up, sponsoring the season, with the payouts at the end of the year, helping pay for the broadcast that we've had. You know, I can't thank him enough. I'm looking forward to our continued partnership next year. We got a few more people interested in coming on that will make it a lot more fun too next year. A lot more, hopefully more money towards a payout. So yeah, I would say, you know, anybody interested, come on out, you know, come see what we're about, you know, and it's going to be fun.
Well, going to be fun indeed. Randall, again, cannot thank you and everyone here at FAST that's made all of these broadcasts possible. I think Andrew would echo that as well. Just can't thank you guys enough for having us broadcast these races. And again, can't thank you enough for your time after this one now. I know you got a lot of tear-down stuff to do, so we'll let you go. We'll let you go, Randall. Again, thanks so much for talking with us.
Thank you, sir.
Randall Coleman, admin extraordinaire, Fast Racing League, after the championship race here tonight. Well, Andrew, I think that wraps it up, doesn't it? Does it put a nice little bow on the end of this year?
I think that's the best way to do it there. Long season, but just glad that me and Joe were able to bring it to the masses. And hey, I had a lot of fun. Thank you, Randall, again for letting me do that. We'll see about next season, see what happens. Never know what the personal life is looking like. So keeping it in the back pocket, though, about maybe doing this again. Joe, honestly, cannot thank you enough for letting me join you tonight, man. That was so much fun.
Oh, it was my pleasure. I can't thank you enough for joining us and providing all the insights here tonight. And can't thank all you folks at home enough for tuning in. Remember, if you haven't already, please, oh please, drop a like on the video and subscribe. Again, it does so much to help support us here on JTN. It helps us build this brand, make it more appealing for leagues, helps these leagues get a larger viewing base, and at the end of the day, folks, it makes it a whole lot more fun when we get the interactions in chat like we did tonight, so can't thank you enough for that. Remember, you can follow us on our social media, at JoeTowNetwork, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. We got them all linked down in the video description below as well. With all that being said, for all of us here at JTN, for our producer Bristol, for Andrew Miller, I've been Joe Twansky. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks. Yeah, and they're going to be 3 wide coming to the checker. Never mind, they're going to be... Oh! Turn 4 into the tri-oval. Whitehill in through the grass. It's going to be Noah Joyce winning his first career race in the Red Bull Cup Series.
Off the line and a wreckage behind him. The cars flying everywhere. Cars upside down. It doesn't matter. No one has no
Jack Healy coming to the line.
Jack Healy with